The Confederates are desperate to smash the Union's naval blockade of Charleston.
The Confederacy, because they knew they were inferior in the conventional weapons of war, had to turn to new creative devices.
You try to outsmart the enemy. You try to out-innovate the enemy.
The Housatonic lies at anchor. Suddenly, the crew spot a ghostly shape.
They weren't entirely sure what it was at first. It looked like a log on the water, maybe a porpoise.
In fact, the hand-cranked submarine is headed straight for the Union warship.
Something like this had never been seen by the crew before. They would have been terrified.
Historians don't know if the Hunley's crew tried to attach their bomb and escape, but they do know that with the Hunley just 16 feet from its prey, the torpedo does its fatal work, and the Housatonic sinks in minutes. A new age of naval warfare has begun.
Hunley proves to be the first submarine ever to sink an enemy warship in combat.
But there's a final mystery here. The Hunley never returns to its base. No one has ever been sure why.
With the discovery of the H.L.Hunley, a great mystery had been solved. However, the real work begins with discovery. We could then begin to investigate from an archaeological point of view.
The most obvious explanation: the Hunley is destroyed by her own bomb. Ken Narshan is a US Navy engineer. His job is to test underwater explosives.
It's been a historical mystery for well over 100 years. And really, people have always wondered what happened to it.
How big is the blast? And what damage could it have done to the Hunley?
We constructed a full-scale replica of Hunley's torpedo, filled the torpedo with black powder that matches the black powder used at the time, and then set off the explosion.
Packed with 135 pounds of gunpowder, the torpedo is seriously powerful. But the results are unexpected.
Once the explosion goes off, it generates a high-pressure wave emanating from the explosion, as well as a bubble. That bubble expands and contracts. What would happen is a high-velocity jet would occur where basically the bottom of the bubble comes in on itself and forms this high-velocity water column that would have punched a hole right through Housatonic, while leaving Hunley completely unaffected. The most surprising conclusion we had was the submarine heaved quite substantially. However, it was not substantial enough to cause injury.
And there is other evidence that Hunley survives the explosion. The bodies of all 8 crewmen, found by archaeologists inside the wreck, in an excellent state of preservation. Before they are removed for burial, they are scanned, photographed, and analyzed.
We had the remains, and we didn't find any injury to the crew.
So if the explosion didn't kill them, what did? Could the pressure wave have cracked the hull, causing flooding? The evidence suggests not.
There was no sign of panic on board. No one is out of position, nobody tried to climb over their neighbor, and you would expect that in a drowning scenario.
Michael Scafuri believes that there could be another explanation.
There's a strong case to be made for them simply staying on the bottom too long, miscalculated how much air they had, and simply went to sleep, not to wake up again.
Today, the investigation continues.
How they were able to hand crank a submarine 4 miles attack a big ship. And the fact that they thought they could do it and they did it, that's the most remarkable thing.